So we should be completely up and running. I know it's a busy session, so just making sure everything's okay. We've got a funny image of myself on the video. How's everyone doing? Everyone doing good? Everyone hear me okay? Everyone see me okay? Looks like the webcam on YouTube is having a bit of a meltdown, so it might be better if you guys just stay in here. But how's everyone doing? We all doing good? Chaz, any reason for that? Should I stop my go and I'll end my stream and then go again, should I? Oh, quick, give me 2 secs, guys. Just going to try to just quickly do my window capture, video capture. Been a bit of a pain for some reason, but no worries. We'll get that in 2 seconds. Yeah, it just doesn't like seeing the video. I think I have to end stream, I think, on YouTube. Bit of a shame, guys. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do is on I will literally just do my screen capture on YouTube, so you won't get to see me, but you'll get to see everyone that I'm talking to on Big Marker, and you'll get to see everything I'm trading. So, blimey, we've got 125 people, 126 people on live now, and we've also got 27 of what I can see on across on YouTube. So, first off, we're always going to do this. We're going to do a nice little bit of a poll, just to see what kind of ratio of people we've got in here. Again, I am a current FX trader, and we're going to put yes, no. Let's add some fun ones as well. I am a demo warrior, and I hate you, Sam. See how many haters we've got in the room. So if you can, just click on the poll. You can all join in, and we get a rough idea. There's always one hater in the room, I'm sure. There you go, one hater. Pretty busy day, eh? Look at that. So it's been mental, been to London, been having meetings, was opposite NASDAQ offices today, which is pretty cool. Can't tell you who I was meeting because it's pretty intense meeting, but I'll be able to let you know soon. So, absolute epic day, of course, as usual. It's nice to see that we've got a lot of yeses, nice amount of demo warriors, loving that. So we've got some cool guys in here. It's nice to have so many of you in here. So today we are going to go over in hopefully about half an hour. We're going to go hi Andrew from Spain. Let's do that as well. Let's do a quick shout out on the group. Let's shout out where you're from. Just shout out your location. Town will do, not country. Let's do towns. Beautiful day for a pint, Amar. I've got my cup of tea here, mate, as usual with me. So just shout out where you're from. Absolutely mental. Perth, keep going. Beverly, Lincoln, Wembley. It's going up on YouTube, Raffet. No need to record. Spain, Hertfordshire, Luton, London, Watford. Yeah, my man. Patcher from Watford. Samuel Neild, Colad, bloody hell. So busy day by the looks of it from everyone. Jordan, I'm on. Nice one. Manchester, Malaga, Bali. Jesus. And you're all sat here at 7 o'clock watching me. Just kidding. Right, I'm here to help. Don't worry. Have no fear. Sam is here. Right. So we're going to look at the 1 hour trading strategy today. So before I go on and talk about that, for those that are watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up on the live stream. Hate going live. Means that everyone's always looking at me. So make sure you're watching me at 2 a.m. in the morning. Love that, mate. Love that. That is what you call work rate. You are going to be successful. So obviously on YouTube Live, if you're on YouTube Live, make sure you do just do the thumbs up, because I love getting thumbs up. And also click the subscribe button on YouTube for those that are on YouTube. For those that are on Big Marker, you get to be the live commentary, which is amazing. For those that are on YouTube, I can see your comments, but I won't be replying. So those that are saying fresh shave, thank you. That is my barber. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the 1 hour live trading strategy. Now, why is the 1 hour live trading strategy good? The reason why it's good is because it's for those people that are working. Those guys that have got a 9 to 5 job. Boo. Let's do that. Let's do a quick Q&A. Let's go to quick polls, new poll. Let's find out if people are. I have a 9 to 5. I have a 9 to 5 lifestyle currently. Spelled lifestyle wrong. Been a bit of a delay. Yes, let me just write this down. And no, I am unemployed. Let's put that. Basically, I'm an inventor. That's what you should call yourself if you're unemployed. No such thing. And I have flexible working, because then I can work out roughly where you guys are and how we can work around that. So if you go quickly over to the poll again, you'll see the bottom one. Jeez, look at that. Awesome, right? Look, we're in a room full of inventors. Love it. Love it. So it's looking amazing. Thank you for those on YouTube giving me the thumbs up as we speak. I'm talking to 175 people. I'll give you all a wedding invitation when it happens in the near future. Okay, 42. So it's quite interesting that you guys have actually got the flexible working, all jokes aside. A lot of inventors as well, and obviously the 9 to 5. So the good thing is it creates a healthy lifestyle for both the flexible working, also the inventors, and those that are all 9 to 5. So this actually covers all three. And the reason why is because 1 hour setups only occur maybe once to 3 times a day. So you don't have to be on your charts all the time in order to recognize them. So that's the main point, first of all. And also what I've tried to do is I've really tried to simplify this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on to and share my screen now. Share my entire screen, or let's just share my trading screen. So you should all now be able to see my screen. Just go mental in the group and be like, yes, 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 yes. Seeing your screen for those that are on Big Marker, obviously. So you should all be seeing my screen. Is that correct? Should all be seeing it. Just go mental. Yes, 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 yes. Not seeing any comments right now. It's a bit worrying. Okay, they're coming through now. Okay, cool. So on my screen, you'll see a very, very, very simple setup. So basically, all I've got on here is moving averages. Okay, I've got the 50 and 200 moving averages, and I'm going to try to simplify this as much as possible. So I'm not going to sit here and bore you with lots and lots of indicators. I'm not going to bore you with lots of Bollinger Bands and envelopes, although they are quite helpful, with pivot points, which a lot of you guys will know I'm very fond of. Very fond of my pivot points. All I'm going to do is just show you how you can simply utilize trend trading along with a simple indicator and algo called TradeMate. So this is TradeMate. It plots a lovely arrow. So all we're doing is I'll give you a quick look at the back end of this. So on here, we've got TradeMate. So TradeMate allows me to put in some moving averages, such as my 50 and 200, which is what I use. And then what it does on top of that is, let's move it out of the way so we can see the nice chart. it uses the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and the 4 hour time frame. And now all it's doing is calculating the time frame using one of my indicators and plotting high-low levels based on 30 and 70 on my stochastics level, things like that, showing pop-ups and also alerting me. Now, the result of that is this. It is showing me where to get in. So a nice golden arrow means that the 1 hour time frame is agreeing with the 4 hour time frame. So it's basically saying that, well, the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average are exactly the same on the 4 hour chart. That is exactly what it's saying. And that's a very simple mechanic. However, it means that you don't have to switch between time frames. Now, the next part is calculating a pullback. Now, once it's calculated its pullback, it will start to work its magic. Now, what I mean by this is the calculations are going on behind the scenes. And then as soon as it gets its first buyer's bar, it will then pinpoint an entry signal and say, this is a great place to put in. So it shows as an entry here and says we should be buying. Then here, it will basically say when it feels that the market is overbought and it gets its first seller's bar, it will then say this is time to exit. And now what we can do with this is if we look through, we can kind of see how it's moved through a trending market. Now, if we look here, we can see how we know if we go back, we can see how from 12th of April, we bought in here, we got out here, we bought in here, here, or here. Could have got out here or held on to the later points here and made more money. Now, interesting. We can go further and keep going. Enter in here or here, get out here, or if we're a bit more risky, get out here. Again, entering here, getting out here. So the red X's above are telling us where to exit on a buyer's market. And then up here on the left-hand side, can you see it says current trend is strong uptrend. So it's saying to us, look, guys, we're in a strong uptrend at the moment, and that's what we should be watching. And as you can see, the market on the pullbacks are pretty reliable. They're not all going to win, like I said. So we've got here, we've got a market move going up here. Could have profited here, here, or here. In here, up here, here. In here, up here. In here, would have lost. In here, you might have profited there, but if not, you also would have lost. But can you see that how the trend then changed? And it goes, look, we're not going to take any entrances until the markets start settling down. So the markets didn't do anything, which is fantastic for us because obviously it means that we're not going to get any more losses. So out of all of that entire cycle, from the 23rd of May, all the way back until the trend started in the 28th of March, there was only one loss. Only one loss on the entire of US dollar yen. Now, surely that sounds good, having one loss since the end of March. Do we agree on that? Can we all just go mental on the group? If you've got questions, then just stick them in the Q&A part and I'll answer them in a second, all right? Because obviously I want to run through and show you some examples. But one loss by simply following technicals. This doesn't include fundamentals. It doesn't include taking into account news. Because you've got to remember on the 1 hour, it's bigger moves, okay? So I'm just simply showing you how you can utilize a tool. But now what I want to do is I want to break that down a little bit more and show you what it would look like with technical analysis. Rod, it definitely doesn't repaint. I can promise that, and I swear on my life it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over it a little bit more in detail and, show you some more options. Nathan, it's not an EA, it's just an indicator, okay? It's on our website, but let's just go through and, show you how things actually work before going on it. What I want to say is, look, if we start drawing in technical analysis, it's all about making sure that we utilize everything to our best capability, right? So, if we're drawing in our trend lines along here, we're drawing in our support lines along here, we can see how this actually is one of the best setups. Why? Because we've got our trend in place. The moving averages are in the right directions. It's coming down. Prices bounced off the previous high here. And it bounces back off that previous high again. So it's bounced twice off that. So this is a great entrance. We've got two reasons why we're entering. One, we've got what we call MTF. Now that means multiple time frame analysis. It means that we've got two time frames agreeing with the direction. Okay, that's 1 point. Okay, the next part is we have a pullback. We've seen a slowdown in price. How do we know that? Because it's pulled back and there's a buyer's bar. So that's our point 2. Then point 3 is it's bouncing off the previous market high and previous resistance, now turned support. We have 3 confluence factors saying that we should buy this. Now that is a great rating point to be able to enter in. Now, we haven't used any technical analysis other than trend lines, multiple time frame analysis, and really simplified this. So this is a basic 1 hour strategy which is consistent. Now, if we looked at this next one here, right, well, this one actually isn't bouncing off of a support level. It's not bouncing off of a trend line. It's just simply going with the fact that we've got multiple time frames, so we don't have all the boxes ticked. However, these two here are pretty much bouncing off of the trend line. So we've got multiple time frame analysis. We have a pullback and a slowdown, and we have it bouncing off a trend line. We've got 3 confluence factors. So let's carry on looking at these. I mean, if we look at this one here, and I really start to analyze that. So that trend line that I put in, can you see how it's still going and how price hasn't broken below it? But then here, where that one loss was, this is why I wanted to prove the point, where this one loss was, can you see how it's the first time it broke through our trend and then gave us this entrance? Meaning that we probably wouldn't have taken it anyway. So that's how we can put simple factors in that protect us, but also maximize our gains. So if I put in a support level here, we can see that we've actually got a nice support level along this line. So we may not have taken this one, but we may have taken this one, which was a great returning trade. Okay, this one still worked, but it's just about making sure you decide which ones you want to take into account, you know? And so it's down to you as an individual of which one you would feel. Does that make sense, guys? Just give me a yes on the chat so I know. Give me a yes if you're following everything I'm saying. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page, guys. So if you can, just whiz over, give us a yes. Chaz, can you see lots of yeses coming through? Okay, cool. Mine's lagging slightly. So what does multiple time frame analysis mean? All it means is that we're using 2 time frames to be in the same direction using sentiment and market direction, okay? I'll explain slightly more, and I think let's carry on going. Let's have a look at another currency pair and see how it's going. Or in fact, let's have a look at an index. Let's look at something like the FTSE 100. Now, slightly different on the FTSE 100 because I refuse, okay, I refuse to actually sell an index. Now, the reason why is because 7 out of 8 years running, FTSE will always finish in the positive on the year, which means there's more buyers in the market than sellers. It's just a fact. So if we use that, that means we only want to take buy position on the FTSE 100, which is the London Stock Exchange. So on this, when we look at confluence factors, look at this entry here. It says buy in here, exit up here, buy in here, exit up here, buy in here, exit here, or here. And what it's doing is it's really plotting out these entries on the market for us. So as I scroll through, can you see how we've got to the current point? And now it tells us to buy in here. And the market goes up, the market comes down, it tells us to buy in here. We're still in this position, and we'll probably stopped out around here. Then say sell, sell, and we're not interested in selling on an index. Why? Because indices usually spend most of their time going up, okay, year on year. That is why Vanguard funds, okay, it's called lifestyle Vanguard funds that invest in equities are usually up. It's something silly like 18 out of 20 years. The average ROI, return on investment, on a Vanguard fund is roughly 5% over a 20-year range, meaning every year they've averaged a 5% gain, and that's a low-risk fund. So indices usually finish up. Now, let me go and have a quick look at, let's have a look at US dollar CAD. Let's have a look at the current time. So I know that Raj, who's, for anyone that has any questions about what I'm talking about that I'm not answering at the moment, if you go over to the talk chat on our website, he's actively answering questions. So if we have a quick look at this and have a look and scroll back at US dollar CAD from where it started its trend, we can see that, okay, so we had the downtrend. The downtrend was here. It says sell, exit, sell, exit. It said sell there, exit, sell here, a loss. Why? Trend is changing. However, then we get set up into a nice range. Now, range markets don't have to be frowned upon. They can actually be quite positive, okay? So when we look at this, you simply look at this arrow here, buy in here, exit here, buy in here, exit here, buy in here, exit over here, buy in here, we may have lost, okay? We buy in here, we exit here or here, and market comes down. Now, can you see here, this isn't really a great setup, is it? It's like really high. We know that the market's coming back down from the fact that it's been down here before. And it comes down to its previous low, rejects it. What a great buy level. Exit up here, buy in here. It's bouncing off of the previous levels, isn't it? Can you see? So if we start matching them up with support levels, can you see how this one's bouncing off of all of these highs? And then rallies and shoots up. Now, let's go over some of the entry strategy. How do we actually enter this? So what you do is, or what I do is, I take the previous swing, okay? So if we take this here from the high up here, measure it down here, and it says, right, your stop loss, sorry, your distance from high to low on this swing was 200 pips. Now, the likelihood is that if we're going up, we should go back up to the previous high. So all I'm going to do to make sure I get a 2-to-1 profit factor, I'm going to half that distance, which means I've still got a very reasonable stop loss. I can enter the market here with a 100 pip stop loss, which is down here, and still get out if I put my target up there. However, it comes up to here, which is around 120 pips. It's a 1.2 profit factor, and it tells us to exit and take profit. Pretty straightforward, and that's all we do. So we measure the previous rally, the previous sell-off in a buy market, and half it. In a sell-off, we measure the previous swing high and half it. Now, I have a feeling, because obviously I'm not looking at the big marker, I'm going to end up with an absolute yonk load of questions. So, let's have a quick look. Let's see if I can dump it onto New Zealand dollar. See if we've got anything kicking off on here. Okay, so it's saying that we're in a downwards trend. However, if I change all the filters, so for example, let's say I know New Zealand dollar is quite a buyer's range market. If we edit all of these to show the 1 hour, so we're not using multiple time frame now, we're just using one time frame. It will change the signals, showing us based on the market direction. And you can see it tells us to buy down here, exit up here, buy here, exit up here. So you can really kind of leverage this to your kind of, own flavors, tastes, and so on and so forth, and really kind of take advantage of it. Again, look, we can see here on Euro US dollar, it's telling us to sell. So there's a sell here, get out here, sell here, get out here, sell here, and it came up. It tells us to sell here, and it starts dwindling out, doesn't it? And it tells the market to change. Right, I'm coming over to you guys in big market. I am going to, let's do a stop screen sharing quickly, and I'm going to do a quick Q&A. And basically, I have any questions. So that's just a simple 1 hour strategy. I think a lot of people in the market overcomplicate things, and it really does simplify just how the trend is your friend. Yeah. So I think that some people really overcomplicate it, saying I need this indicator, I need this, I need that, I need this, and realistically, you don't actually need any of those. You just need to use simple moving averages. Okay. I use exponential moving averages. Use it over 2 time frames. Okay. And over those 2 time frames, simply just use pullbacks with TradeMate. 3 things. So how many people on here? Can you all hear me, guys? Some of you saying it's gone a bit quiet. I'm going to answer some of your questions because, like I said, I get a lot of people saying, how can we make trading simplified? I think this is probably one of the best ways to simplify trading, right? We've got rid of all of the clutter on the website. On our charts, right? We've got rid of all the indicators. We don't need them. They're all hidden, working in the background. And we're using simple moving averages and trend lines, support, resistance lines. So I wouldn't say that we're in a scenario where it's going to be difficult to implement them. So I'm going to go over to the Q&A, answer some questions, and then we'll go back and go over them. On the setup I have it as a 1 hour for it. Oh, blimey, there's lots of questions coming in. Can you show that for the future as opposed to looking at the past data? Adrian, we can't see price in the future, yeah? But the latest one that I showed you, the one of US dollar CAD, I can show you us in a trade on US dollar CAD if that's what you would like. So I can show that, answer that one. Yep. Oh, lots of questions coming in. Let's answer them from the top down, I think. What do you mean by multiple time frame analysis? So all I mean, right, on multiple time frame analysis is that when you trade, to get your direction, you want to use the time frame higher. So if you're trading the 1 hour, you want to look at the 4 hour for direction. Now you don't have to, but it's an extra tick box on your list for when you're trading, okay? The more tick boxes, the more you have going in your favor. There's a lot of these questions just nipping in. Let me try and answer them. Jacob, how have to define a pullback? So it defines a pullback using multiple indicators. Okay, it uses what you call a smoothing average. It's just very technical, Jacob. There's no point really going into it. It works. Okay, it's defining a pullback using smoothings of moving averages, using smoothing of oscillators, combine them all together, waiting for momentum to come in and sentiment, and then it makes that decision and call. So that's what it's doing, Jacob. In short. How can you trade the opening of markets? Mladen, that's not what I'm talking about. Marcus, I have a trade mate, but unless I actually have the chart on the 1 hour, it will not alert me. For example, if I'm looking at M5 or M15, it will not alert. Is there a setting I haven't correct? Marcus, you just simply open another chart. If you want to trade 5 minute or 15 minute, you can open multiple charts on the same one, so it makes no difference. Okay. So yeah. Let's answer these questions. Michael, it keeps jumping it down to the bottom for some reason. Sorry, guys. Where do you put the stop loss? So you got the previous sell off, right? Half the distance. So if it's a 200 pip sell off, you have a 100 pip stop loss. It means that you've got a 2 profit factor. It means that you only have to win 50% of the time in order to have a profitable trade. Does that make sense? Right. What size stop loss? I hope I've explained that across the board. If not, Christopher, sorry, mate. It's just all on the it's on the website. If individuals are interested, I can put some sort of offer together for you. But I just want to answer the questions, go over technical questions first. On a setup, I have it on 1 hour, 4 hour. Are these setups correct to have trade mate on? Yes, Raymond, that's fine. If you want to get more entries, just put them on 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and that's fine. Kai, you can't apply it to stocks. You can apply it to indices, okay? How do you have the settings, please? 114. I have it. Yeah, you can have it as 114. That's fine, Marcus. Or if you want it more weighted to the 4 hour, you can have it as 144. Does the reverse for short trades? Imani, it does. Yes. Sam, how do I see the best stop loss? So it's half of the distance of the rally. Okay. Okay, let's go. Also, how much for you indicate? I'm currently paying £200 for a custom built. What? Do you move stop loss to break even after it's in profit? Alex, I don't know. I just let them run because obviously it's on the mid time frame, so you're going to get a bit of choppiness behavior. Okay, so moving to break even, if you work out how many times you hit break even and then it goes to profit, you're actually missing out on profit. Okay. Sam, how do you get TradeMate, or is it available on Traders with the Firm? Isaac, I'll tell you what, if you guys are that bothered about it, I'll put some sort of offer together for it. Does the system define the stop loss, or do you calculate it? Samuel, you simply calculate yourself. So all you're doing is you're measuring that move, and then you're dividing it by 2, and that's it. So if it's a 200 sell-off, it's a 100 pip stop loss, yeah? Are the correlations between currencies stronger on the 1 hour? They are, but then again, the opportunities are less, so it's not going to affect you too much. Well, I'm getting bombarded with questions now. I heard some traders who use the 200 SMA and 200 EMA crossover and use. I just use EMA's Cully, Andrew Lidestone, Michael Andreas. I use 50 and 200 EMA. Do you always wait to hit your take profit, or do you sometimes exit before? So, Andrew, if it provides me an exit, then I look to obviously take that exit because that's the most crucial part, right? I'm there to take that exit. So, Cully, if you're trading the 1 hour, you want the first TF1 on 1 hour. If you're only sitting on the 1 hour and you don't want to use multiple time frames, just put them all as 1 hour. If you want to have 4 hour in, put on the third TFA, okay, tier 3. Mind blown. I'm absolutely overloaded. Right. Okay, let's get through some of these questions. On YouTube, did the arrows come from the use of the TradeMate algo? Yeah, that's what's plotting the arrows. I am going to. Is it possible to get recording? Yes, don't worry, you're fine. This is my first day, so tell me something very important I need to know. I think that's the whole point of what I'm doing here, mate. Okay, like there's lots of questions. Is the currency correct? I've answered these. Can we use TradeMate trend description in the decide which direction the trade cluster, the same chart? So the difference between cluster and TradeMate is one is basically cluster is for the 5 and 15 minutes, and TradeMate's for the other. Right, let's get back on the charts. So Daniel, what's the difference between cluster? Cluster trades 5 minutes, 15 minutes. TradeMate trades 1 hour. How much percent a month do I make, Sam? I try to target between 5 and 10%. On my low risk fund, anywhere between 2% and 3% because it's a larger capital account. So yeah, it's dependent on my account. Okay, right. Let's go back to screen sharing. Let's go back and have a look at Axie trading. Let's go have a look at some more setups. So let's take US dollar yen for example. So I've drawn in my support. So some of you was asking for TradeMate. How does it do what it's doing? Up here, we've got current trend is strong up. So we know that we are looking for buys now, okay? Now, when we're looking for buys, we are simply taking into account the fact that this is strong trend is strong up, which means we're looking for buys. Plus the 50, the red is above the 200, showing that we are also in the right direction. Now, to put support levels in, some of you are asking, we simply are drawing it based off of the low levels, okay? So here's a bounce, bounce, bounce. That's the level here. Now, can you see here's the high? Now, the first place that price will stall is the previous high, meaning that it has to come back up to this level again to test it. Now, you can see how it failed. Can you see that? Price comes up, hits it. It comes down and sells off. Now, if I know my charts well enough, having a 2 test on a high, usually price would come back down and test this level of support in the future. So let's scroll forward. In this case, it really didn't actually, but you can see how it followed back over here. So it's interesting. It didn't do it that time. But as for resistance, you can see how it tested and tested. Let's go over to CAD and draw some support lines on. Here's one that sticks out very well. So down here, it's been very choppy on CAD. Can you see how around here we've got a level, it bounces, 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 and bounces. So we've got a support zone. But also, we have a resistance zone all the way along here. Look. Now, I should probably color this in rectangle. Let's make sure we color that red because obviously it is resistance. So can we all see how that's resistance? It hits it again, it breaks through it, comes down, and price tests it, tests it, tests it, tests it, tests it. Now, if I draw exactly the same on the bottom part, we'll have our support level all the way along this level here. Absolute awful color, but let's quickly draw that one through. And that could be our nice little pastel green color. Let's go with that one. It's a bit lighter. And so that's how we get our support and resistance. So when the market creates a high and sells off, the first place it's going to test is the previous high. If the market goes down and sells off like here and then rallies, the first place it's going to test to the downside is the previous low, because that's where players came in last time to push the market back up again. And that's as simple as that gets in withdrawing support and resistance. Now, if we use our support and resistance lines, like this one here, look at that, that's another nice one. In line with using our TradeMate, it simplifies the process of being able to get better entries. Now, can we see that it bounces, 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 bounces. Now, out of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounces, it gave us 1, 2, 3 signals. And it, like you can see how price comes up to this level high here, which is the previous highs. So it's the first place where price would stall. Does that make sense? Let's just get some questions again back into big marker on the webinar. Okay. It doesn't work on the 5 minute, no, Michael. It works on the 1 hour. So it's better to use on the 1 hour. Like I said, midterm trading, okay, is what it's best for. So I hope I've answered that one. It's cool to see we've got 200 people online. Awesome. So it gives you extra confluence. It's building up the tick boxes for you to actually go ahead. I keep getting lots of messages here. So what I'm going to do is, everyone seems to be pretty interested in TradeMate. So I'm just going to send over a link now. It should pop up on your screen. Dun, 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 dun. If you make sure that you use the coupon code webinar, which is from today, it'll give you £100 off for joining me on the webinar. So that's simply going to give you that access on there. Or if you just head over to the website, click TradeMate, put coupon code webinar. Oh, really? Have I got to go and get the link for you guys as well? Give me 2 secs. But yeah, I mean, to draw your support levels, just make sure you've got previous bounces, okay? I'm obviously cut for time. We've already been nearly 40 minutes now, guys. There you go. That's the link. If you just use the coupon code... Oh, I'm putting on ask the question. That's so bad of me. All right, on the chat, guys, if you have a look, there's the... so you can see it on there. And if you just put in coupon code webinar, it will take £100 off as a little present from me. Right, let's answer some more questions whilst those guys are doing that. Are you able to use Sam's pivots on TradingView? No, we programmed it for MetaTrader 4, okay? So that's what it's used for. We always use MetaTrader 4. What techniques can we use for shorter time frames, 5 minutes and 15 minutes? Mahmoud, if you have a look at my videos, I'm pretty sure we discuss cluster trading quite often. That's a very good one, and that's the one that we do. Do we use pair trading? In regards to what, Sam? I trade pound, dollar, I trade FTSE index, and I trade Bitcoin are my main ones that I trade. Yotko, Kurov, you'll see once it's obviously if you have TradeMate, you get a setup pack. It tells you what to do and so on and so forth. Right, any other questions that I can answer? I'm absolutely firing off here. It looks like I've answered like over 100 questions. So Alice, or straight enter 1%. You can split your position sizing. So if you want to enter in at 0.5% on one and then 0.5% on the other, treat them as 2 individual trades. You can do that. What time frame does cluster work on? So I don't want to confuse everyone. What we're talking about the TradeMate algorithm, okay? But you can use cluster on the 5 minute and 50 minutes. It's another algo, but I don't, I'm only answering your question now, Arthur. But we are talking about TradeMate. So TradeMate, for me, really simplified my trading when I was working a 9 till 5 when I worked in the bank. So when I was working in the bank, I used to get notifications and it just literally would notify me there's a trade. I'll quickly place the trade, get back to my usual work, and it wouldn't bother me. So that's something that is a very positive thing to be able to do. It doesn't interrupt your day. You may have to look at your laptop 2 or 3 times, and it'll then give you a notification again on that red X when to exit. So yeah. What book do you recommend for the best support and resistance? Michael, I've got a basic course on Udemy that is supposed to be like 200 quid. They chuck it out there for like dirt cheap. It's very basic. It's like support and resistance, worth looking at. Christopher Lynch, I use Axie Trader. Rule for income tax on spread betting is tax-free as long as it's not your main source of income. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Is there any other questions that you'd like me to ask? Does anyone need the link, or is everyone okay with the link? I'm getting out of breath from these questions. I need another tea. Onto the water. You can use Cluster and TradeMate on the same platform. You can, but guys, just try to simplify it. Okay, try not to chuck all these different things on your chart. If I use anything, I use my pivot points, I use my cluster, I use my TradeMate, and when I'm not trading, I use Fusion. So Fusion does my automated trade. Now, if you simplify it and use your basic knowledge of support and resistance, trend lines, Sam's pivot points, you'll find that everything starts to build on a confluencing factor. Now, once it's on that factor, you're sat there and you're just building up your core value, okay? Now, on TradeMate, once it sells off, you're going to have your profit factor. Now, if you've got a profit factor of 2, you only have to win 50% of the time. So that's, again, another bonus that you can have with that, okay? Right, let's quickly do that again. So for those that didn't get the offer, it is loaded up on your screen again. That is TradeMate, okay? Now, that is one of the main indicators that I use on my trading on 1 hour time frame. Why? Because I have a busy lifestyle, and most of my life at the moment is spent managing my 60 plus traders that we have at Samuel & Co Trading. So that is probably one of the biggest things that we do have. It's beneficial. It makes life easier. It pings up. It notifies us. You don't have to sit there and chart watch all day long, which can be an absolute pain, all right? Okay, right. Other questions. When you say it notifies you, is this something it can be set to? It pops up. Yeah, exactly. Samuel, it pops up onto your screen. It goes bing. Entry setup alert. Okay. So it's notifying you at all times. Sam Rigg, I've been trained since I was 18. I'm 27 years old. My background in brief is I worked in a private bank, worked my way up there, up to assistant project manager. Started Samuel & Co Trading with a 3 to 4 man team. It's now at 60 plus. I also now have a cryptocurrency called Yieldcoin, and it's listing on the exchange this week at 22 million. It's been a great year. So yeah, that's a brief introduction about me, Sam, but you can simply find me online. Brief summary of the webinar, Wayne. Support resistance covered, trend lines covered, simplify your charts, minimalistic charts, use TradeMate, Sam's pivots, and be calculated on your entries. Make sure you have confluence and factors behind your individual entries. So you're not just taking a signal, you're using support, you're using either support and resistance, using a trend line, multiple time frame. It does that all for you, built behind it, okay? It's very, very simple in that respect. I need starter tips. Jump over and talk to us on Samuel Co Trading's website, iWookie, is that how you pronounce it? The team on there to be able to help you at any time for startups and tips and all the rest of it. Any new projects I'm working on? I'm obviously working on launching Yieldcoin as the cryptocurrency that gets listed very, very soon onto the exchanges. So I'll be hosting a webinar on that. Again, I'm mega excited about that. Like I said, list at 22 million. We're adding serious value to businesses, business partnerships, and so on and so forth. Sam, I've got a small background in coding. Yes, I used to run a web design business before HTML, but this is C++, so I know how to do inputs, variables, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, they're all programmed by me and my programmers. Alexander, jump on talk, ask that question. Everyone can help with that. What percentage does TradeMate win? I would say 60 to 70%, depending if it's a choppy market or trending market. Like I said, I'm trying to put as many in there. MT4 is better, Michael. That's the link if you obviously want to go ahead and get TradeMate. I also want to make sure you guys are fully aware that we have a full Telegram group of over 1,400 traders, which is free to join, from hundreds of thousands of people trading all the way down to demo traders. So it's worth joining. I'm just going to grab you the Telegram link now so you can jump in and you can connect with all of these like-minded individuals. At the moment, we're looking at the group. There's over 1,454 people that are within that group. Just delete some of these messages. Right. So 1,454 people are in that group. So I've just posted in there. It's on Telegram. Join Samuel Co Traders. Be around like-minded people. Be surrounded by 1,400 people that have all been where you are and are all in the Samuel Co Trading community. That's what we're about. It's about supporting each other, helping each other get better, and so on and so forth. Exactly. Hands up, say yes if you're in the Samuel Co Traders group. Lovely to see you on here if you are. Great stuff, guys, and it's a great place to be. There's a lot of Samuel Co students in there. There's a lot of guys that are well educated. There's a lot of people that know what I'm talking about works, and there's a lot of people that sit there and put their heart and soul into this. Mike, you can't buy more yield coin just yet, but when it's on the exchange, I'll let you know. All right, buddy. But we have got an awesome community at Samuel Co. We're generally here at 7:50 p.m. at night, helping you guys get better on the markets, okay? And that is my job, is to make sure that I can help you in any way. And that's why these things like TradeMate were designed, is to simplify your life. People have trouble understanding where to get in with a pullback. Don't worry, TradeMate does it. People want to know where to get out. That's fine, TradeMate does that too. People are scared that they don't have enough time to sit on the chart. It notifies you. It's making our life simpler, making our life easier to be able to develop this and do that. James Stewart, here's the link again. I'll paste that in there for you, mate. That's the trading link. And if you wanted the TradeMate link to jump on and get the TradeMate algorithm, it's well worth it. Cool. Let's just quickly do another poll whilst we're here. Close these other polls. Do one last poll. Just be nice to know how many people have got TradeMate. I'm currently a TradeMate user. Be interesting. Yes, I love it. No, I want it. And I am not a fan. Start polling, right? Let's just see. I'm interested to know what kind of community we've got. So on the poll, just give it a vote. And like I was saying, it's very simple. You just head over to the website. Make sure you use the code webinar so you can actually get it. Okay, and go ahead. 3 people not a fan. Fair enough. I mean, it's not for everyone. I mean, making money is not for everyone. Just kidding. I know some people don't like indicators and you like having clean charts and so on and so forth. But so it's very, very much one of those. Like I said, I'm a lazy trader, okay? I'm someone that likes to have things done for me, and anything that takes my brain out of the scenario is amazing. And that's why I made it, okay? So I made it so I didn't have to second guess myself, which for those guys that manually trade will all know they're in the same boat, where how many times do you take a trade and go, do I do that? Should I take it? Shouldn't I? However, when you've got something that goes, well, it's got confluence, it's got this, it's got that, and you've got a tick sheet, you have no choice. You basically write down, if it has 3 ticks, if it has these 3 points, I'm going to go ahead and take the trade. And so that makes the whole point. Nice to know, though, that we've got 20 users in here that are currently, 19 users in here that love it and use TradeMate. Awesome. So, yeah. Let's have a quick look, see if there's any more questions. I sound like Michael McIntyre, mate. I'm so tired. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I just need a good night's sleep. So it's called Working Smart, right? Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. Can you do one on Cluster Cully? I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't mind doing one on there. Maybe I'll set that up on the next one. Okay. I already have Cluster. Is it worth getting TradeMate as well, Harry? Yeah, it's different for different time frames. Okay, so definitely worth it. How do I maintain such an energy level that you keep focused from your Insta account? You're like 5 till 6 a.m. start. Mate, I'm a machine. I love it. You know, I get some awesome feedback. My Instagram is great. I get people messaging me saying that, you know, I look up to you. I'm a big fan of yours. You're an inspiration. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gone out and tried to do this. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have done that. So making that small spark and difference into different people's lives is what I live for. I think it's amazing. And I think we're making a great difference here. And that's why Samuel Co Trading is partnered with the DWP, is partnered with the Department for Work and Pensions, which means that we are making people in the UK more employable. It's a fact. And that's how we've got that. So it's great. People come here, they get CPD certified, they get invested in, they will work their ways up into the ranks of Samuel & Co. And that's what we live for. It's awesome. Guys, believe it or not, I've actually got a meeting where I'm supposed to be somewhere in 7 minutes, and it's about a 20-minute drive. So I'm actually going to have to run and really make a blast, okay? So, guys, I absolutely love talking to you guys, and I absolutely love helping you all out. For those that want to follow my journey, follow everything that I'm doing, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube, okay? So my YouTube page is here. Make sure you subscribe, and it will help you guys. I post a lot of helpful videos and so on and so forth when I can, when we get time. Make sure you subscribe on that. You know, it's awesome, like I said, helping people out. Give me your feedback. I don't want to be left in the dark, yeah? Send me a message on Instagram. You'll be surprised how much I reply. Actually, don't send me a message because I'll get bombarded by like 300 people now. But go follow me, follow my journey, be inspired, and it's something that you can do. And if you need any help along the way, my team are here at Samuel Co Trading. Anything on the website is all there for a reason, and it's all there for and to be used. So any questions, please do go and ask my team on there. Like I said, there's people here now at 8 o'clock at night sat here because they know that there's going to be a lot of you guys on the webinar asking questions. So they're here to help you. Trade, mate. Keep your life simple. Trade smart, not stupid. Simple as that, okay, guys? Peace out. I'm sending a lot of love to all of you. I hope you're having a nice beer and you're watching that in the beer garden or something. I'll take a long look at my Instagram later. And if you want another webinar, make sure you message on the Samuel Co Trading Telegram group what you want, and I'll do it next. But keep it simple. 1 hour, multiple time frames, support and resistance, trend lines. Use sentiment as well, okay? Absolutely insane that you do that. Guys, take care. I'll see you all later.